Hello and welcome to Seller Assistant Talks. I'm Oleg, the founder of Seller Assistant, our tool designed for searching, analyzing products for online arbitrage and wholesale on Amazon. We help thousands of sellers to run and grow their business. In this podcast, we share tips, strategies, and expert insights to help you succeed on Amazon. In this podcast, we share tips, strategies, and expert insights to help you succeed as an Amazon seller. Today, we're going to talk about how to successfully launch a product on Amazon in 2025 or even 2026. If you find this topic interesting, hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Our guest is Josh Haskett. He's experienced seller who started his online selling journey at just 11 years old. And by the age of 19, he was earning over $10,000 per month on eBay. So, hi Josh, how are you?
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear your story about how you start selling online, and I believe you can something to share with our viewers. You so experienced it, but start selling at 11 and get experienced by 19 is great.
Yeah, I definitely I think it was like in my blood for selling since such a young age, whether it was like lemonade stands, and then I finally got on eBay, and then of course Amazon was the biggest thing, and then finally got on Amazon and then started my own consulting agency. So it's been exciting, and then using tools like yours and just tools in the space makes everyone's lives so much easier. That's what gives you the competitive edge.
Yeah, great. It's true. So can you share the story about your very first sale on online?
Yeah, sure.
On how was it?
So this is actually the product that I first started selling on eBay, and it was vape pens. So when I first started, when I was 11 years old, I was selling iPhones. And then after iPhones, that was like the biggest trend. They were the best phones ever. Android was like one of the worst. Now they're almost neck and neck. But after that, I started to move to selling vapes. And if you know, there was the vape craze where everybody wanted a vape pen and they wanted to have all these different flavors. And that's pretty much what I sold online. It was brand new. There was no legal restrictions on it. And that's kind of how I started to make over $10,000 a month on eBay.
And what happened next? You told me that story. I just want to hear it again because I believe it's worth to share with people. So you told me you started a great business, then the product was banned by Amazon. You found another one, it was banned as well. What is the reason why it happened and how you endure that?
Yeah, so things were going really well, and I just had this feeling that it was just too easy. Like I was just selling things. It was just so easy to sell vapes because the demand was insanely high. And so you could see some sales right here. I was also using Seller Assistant just to find different products, look for wholesale, and it kind of goes hand in hand. But when I was looking, I started to see tons of articles, and all of a sudden Snoop Dogg was promoting his own product. So things started to get crazy. I was just sitting there. I didn't have to promote. There were other influencers promoting the product I was selling for me on eBay. And then the US, as they usually do, they were like, oh, people are getting sick, lung cancer for smoking. So we've decided to pass a new law and make it very, very difficult to get vapes. They didn't want eBay selling vapes anymore. They didn't want Amazon selling vapes anymore. eBay passed a new tobacco and e-cigarette policy that said you're not even allowed to sell items like this. So it was amazing. And then in one day, everything was ruined because the US passed some different types of laws.
And did you lost a lot of money, or how you endure that?
I actually didn't lose too much money because I was able to sell. I was just about to place another order of like 3,000 vapes. And right before I placed that order, we got kicked off. So I had around 100 vapes still left, and I was able to sell those to my friends and get rid of those. So I didn't make a huge loss, but in terms of monthly income, it was a huge hit. So now it was time to save my money and figure out, what am I going to do for my next product? What can I do now that I can't sell vapes? And all I knew at the time was iPhones and vapes. So I'm like, okay, what's next?
So like it was like high demand product, right? Was it like reselling, or it was your private label brand?
I was reselling, so I was getting this wholesale price.
You just started here from the United States, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I was just doing it directly from the United States and then getting it wholesale, and then pretty much selling it directly online to people on eBay and Amazon.
What do you do now?
So I pretty much found a mentor, and you could see here I am on the left, and I found a potential business partner, and I explained my story, and they were like, you should talk to this guy. He's a really good mentor, and he pretty much is worth a lot of money. He owns his own construction agency. You can see him on the right. His name's Anthony Italiano. And he was like, you guys need to create your own product. Now it's time to private label. You already know how to sell on eBay. It's time to create your own product. And that led me into creating from a wholesale model to a private label model. It was a pen. We call it I Spy pens. You can click a button and you can record people secretly on a pen. And that was like, again, another big trend.
It was banned by the law, right?
Yeah, so this one was doing extremely well, and we were actually helping people because people were getting harassed at work. It happens a lot. So they were able to record their bosses or their colleagues to show proof, or if you're in front of a cop. So we actually had like a little team going. Things were going so well. Again, making $10,000 a month, over $100,000 in our first year. And this one we were so happy because it was like our own product. We owned the trademark. And then Amazon passed, this time it wasn't the US, it was Amazon passed a rule and said, we prohibit anything that has hidden recording devices. And obviously a pen that has like a little hole is considered a hidden recording device. So that led us into, okay, I learned eBay, got kicked off, learned Amazon, made a lot of money, got kicked off. And then it was like, okay, what's the lesson? Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. I should have had multiple products going. Instead, it was just vapes and just spy pens. So it was definitely a lesson. And that's where sellers, I'm like, I should have had I didn't know about tools that much, and I should have had multiple tools where I could find other wholesale opportunities and things like that. I didn't think about it at the time. And I think after the first time I should have known, hey, maybe I should have expanded my horizon a bit.
Yeah. We at Seller Assistance, we work hard to help people analyze hundreds thousands products, a day. And we develop a price list analyzer tool, which helps you to find good selling products to bring them on Amazon. And what I found from my experience, people who analyze 1,000 products, not hundreds, they succeed on Amazon because it's like a gold mine. You need a gold rush. You need to filter a lot of products, filter out to find those which can bring your your profit. So I think tools like Seller Assistant can help a lot to resellers. So what is your experience about that?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, well, when I first started to get on Amazon and when I was selling the spy pens, and then I looked, and how on Amazon the categories are gated. Well, my Amazon is a legacy account, I guess because it's so old. So I was ungated automatically for every single category, and I didn't know. So if I had your tool, I feel like I probably could have been selling Hello Kitty already, Pokemon, and your tool shows you if you're gated or ungated. I just assumed I was gated because you have to go through every single thing to apply for approval. But I shortly after realizing I was ungated, I was like, I wish I didn't have all my eggs in one basket and had a tool like this that tells you this is where you're gated, this is where you're ungated, and then looking for opportunities for wholesalers. Like I would, like, again, Pokemon, Hello Kitty, those kinds of things. I wish I started in those types of products because I know those products. So if I had more of those, I think it would have been good.
Great. We also have a bulk restriction checker, which allows you to check restriction in the bulk. You just upload ASINs you want to check and get the result. Speaking about safety, we have like IP alerting feature, which shows all the information connected to brand or specific ASIN, like account health issues. It's not only IP complaints, but also safety issues related to the product, etc. And if you do reselling on Amazon, it's crucial to know what potential threats goes from selling the agent or even brand. But do you use that feature?
Yeah, I have seen that feature, and I know that it also tells you like how many, I guess if it's a high risk listing. And then also, if you're competing directly against Amazon themselves, that's a red flag. And you guys tell you, their tool tells me that, and then it's like, okay, like you probably shouldn't compete directly with Amazon because they're gonna kick you off one way or another. So I definitely tried that, and I haven't seen any other tools that offer that. So that's why it definitely stood out to me.
Yeah, good. So, one more question. What trends do you see from your perspective? How the game is changing? What's gonna be next?
So right now on Amazon, I think it's going to be the same. Don't keep your eggs in one basket. So I recommend at this point to do wholesale, online arbitrage, and private label. So try to have a little bit of everything, because if you look on Amazon's online forums, you're going to see horror stories where they only do wholesale and they only do it with, let's just say it's Nike. They only do it with Nike. Actually, recently Adidas decided to kick off everybody on Amazon. So if you only did it with Adidas, the shoe company, all of a sudden, all of your business is gone. So I do think if you had a private label product as well, you're also doing online arbitrage, you had some different brands in there, your chances of success are going to skyrocket. And then doubling down. So once you expand to private label, you expand to wholesale. Whatever products are making the most money, double down on those. So that way you're not focusing on like 1,000 products. I would say try to double down on the most profitable and then slowly expand from there.
Yeah, where I found like wholesalers who resell the products a great revenue, for example, they still looking for opportunity to found their own private label. For example, they get some great selling products and try to sort them from China, for example, or from locally from the United States, but run under their own brand because they know that the demand they are demanded by customers. My question is, so what is your advice on launching product on Amazon right now?
I would say if you're doing wholesale, it's exactly what you said. Try to get a supplier list and then just go in bulk and then narrow it down. But you want to have as many as possible, as many options. And start with as many options. If you're doing private label, you really need to dive deep on what you're passionate about. If you love the product and you know the product and you would use the product, it's going to be a lot easier. Like, for example, I see clients who want to launch a it's instead of a dog toy, it's a toy for horses, which is, there's a huge demand for stuff for horses, right? Because there's not that many competitors. But I asked the client, I'm like, have you ever ridden a horse? Do you have horses? And they're like, no. So I'm like, I don't know if it's, how are you going to test the product? How do you know if it's really good? So I say double down on something that you know and love. And that's going to make it a lot easier. You could also double down if you do wholesaling, you can double down on a product that's working really, really well and make it a private label. So you could also do that. So there's two avenues.
How you can help Amazon sellers in their journey? Like what is your superpower?
So our superpower is, we've done this before. I already have private label. I've done wholesale. So now we have checklists pretty much on what to look for. So if you're talking to, for example, you find an amazing product. How many competitors are there? What's the profit margin? How do you know if that's a good profit margin? What about the advertising spend? How much are you going to be spending per click? Do you know those metrics? When you get into Amazon, how many competitors are there? China is a big piece of the competition. A lot of people, they launch a product, it does really well, and then the Chinese competitors come in and then their brand's ruined. So you need to really have like a checklist on all of the things you can do to ensure or pretty much increase the chances of success.
Yeah, got it. And what is your best customer you're looking for? For example, which kind of sellers you serve? Private label sellers, resellers, who can come to you and get most valuable advice from you?
So for wholesale sellers, we usually do infringement. So if somebody's hijacking your listing, we can usually get them removed, especially if they're selling fakes. That's one of our big services for wholesalers. Also, regular management. But for private label, that one's a lot harder. So that's where we come in and are able to help the most, because we're able to talk to your manufacturer and find a good manufacturer, get your costs reduced. We also help you find a product that's going to succeed for you. On top of that, we have a launch strategy. So you have a consultant that's working with you step by step by step by step that's going to help you succeed. If you're already selling on Amazon, our next thing to do is to help you expand internationally. So we recently expanded a client to Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, Amazon Spain, Amazon UAE, and that broadens your sales and pretty much 10x's your sales if you do it right. So pretty much three types of clients. Wholesale, we're going to help you with infringement. If you don't have a product, we can help you find a product and launch it. If you already have a product on Amazon, we can help you expand, and we know all of the VAT regulations and the EU regulations to get you expanded to different countries as quickly as possible.
Yeah. We just dropped the link where you can find Josh's website, and tell our viewers how they can connect with you, get connected.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, if you go to just ehpconsultinggroup.com, right in the link, you can click schedule a call. You can schedule a call with anybody on our team right away, or you can just click get a proposal and then fill out the contact form if you want. But of course, you can schedule a call at any time and then set up a meeting with us so we can help you right away.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Josh, for joining us today. It was nice to speak to you about your journey, and I learned a lot from your experience. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. I hope you found this episode valuable. Stay tuned for more videos like these. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a good day.